Hello, Mo. Today is January 24th, 2019. This reading is for Mo. The question is, um, am I gonna buy? Am I gonna? Am I gonna? I am gonna buy a house this year, and I took the liberty, Mo, to make this a little bit. To make this a spread of four cards to show me what is the situation, what are the obstacles, what's recommended, and what's the outcome. What is going to happen in the end? Um, in the position of the situation, I have an Ace of Fire, and it talks about an exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. Usually, aces talk about new opportunities and new beginnings, where when it talks about creative and inspiring possibilities, uh, which are brought to your to attention. It comes to view. You see new possibilities, and I think because you're asking about a house, you about a house, you see the new possibility of buying a house and having a home for your family. Um, and it says basically this Ace of Wands, this Ace of Fire. It talks about taking action, making the first step, and buying the house. Then you go, and this the situation. Then you go and buy the house. Then you go make an effort, start talking to people, start looking for a house, and make the steps to begin this process of buying the house. This is the beginning. It's not the end, but it says you have an opportunity to do this. And what it also the important component of this is the creativity. You not necessarily have to go do this the old way or do this in some way that everybody does used to do it. So it recommends that you do it in a different way. Basically, use your creativity, use your imagination to find this house and buy this house. Not necessarily let's say go to a bank and do this. It can mean different things. Maybe you can make a maybe you can make a deal with the owner instead of going to the banks. Instead of uh, doing it the old-fashioned way. Because we're in England now, I'm not exactly sure how you go about buying a house here. And I bought the house myself a while back somewhere else, some other country. So the situation might not be here. The challenge here may be different than what am I used to it from another countries. But it's usually Ace of Wands. It's a action card. It talks about you doing the action, feeling incredibly inspired and enthusiastic about a new idea, buying a house. Uh, you're excited and you want to go and do it. Um, you have to use your energy and your passion to go and take the first steps and to get this project, to get the process started. Even if you like to plan everything out, even if you, this is not, I'm getting that you just jumped into it and do it, which is not a bad thing. You don't have to know all the details to get it done. Um, this card encourages you to listen to your intuition, to listen to your. If you feel this is a good idea, it probably is a good idea. Um, you got to start with a few basic actions to get things started, and uh, then gradually new ideas and more steps will come to your attention, it will come from inside of you basically, and probably from outside, from this process of talking to people. You'll find that you need to do other things and you have to do it. um, so the important thing is that you have to act now than to spend more time planning or researching and thinking about it and this and that. Uh, he also talks about a time in your life where you have where you feel very inspired and motivated, and you have a lot of passion for this and probably for your family too, and stuff like that. Wants to You want probably to have take new steps, maybe bring your family together, or have some other idea that makes you feel really good. To me, it also talks about uh, using your imagination. I've been myself been for many years been interested in this process of manifestation, and basically what it is that you get your imagination going, and you feel that you have this house already. You have that feeling of having the things you want. You having the house you dream about it. You have your family there, and you enjoy that feeling, knowing everything is well, everything is how you wanted it to be, and you enjoy that feeling, and keeping that feeling inside of yourself, inside of your mind, inside of your heart, makes things possible, gets new idea to you. You bring a component, that spirituality component in your life, in this project, that will allow you to get divine help, let's say, because we all have spirit inside of us. We all have something that's beyond material. That's it's that we have a piece of the source of the entire creation within us, and that power, that energy, what it does, it creates things for us. Only thing we have to do as human beings is to have the idea and the feeling of what we want to create. That's why when somebody has problem and think about only problems, he creates more problems, because we created the things we hold in our mind, in our hearts. So you have to hold the feeling, beautiful feeling, fulfillment feeling of your dreams. You have to feel your dreams came true, and you enjoy them. So you have to have that feeling inside of yourself. And to me, that's what it talks. ASA1 talks about creating that feeling inside of yourself, and holding that inside of yourself. So you draw upon this energy that we all have inside of us. This powerful, creative energy, supporting energy. We can call it universal energy, God, whatever you want. The name is not important. The important is the quality of the energy, which helps you create whatever it is you want in your life. Not only just buying a house, it creates everything. I'm gonna. He also talks about certain restlessness, and uncertainty, and how to proceed. And he talks about that you have the energy and the passion, but you're not sure how to express it and how to do it. But all these wonderful ideas in this beginning will build up from within. So this is the energy of Ace, a beginning, a new beginning. That's a fire that burns inside of you, and you have to let it burn. It's not most of the time when you start a fire. It's not, you can't really control it. You just burn everything. But this idea brings up a passion inside of you, brings up of energy that you'll need probably to get ahead. I looked at the other cards a little bit, and there's some good ones and not so good ones. But it doesn't matter what the obstacle is. Uh, this passion, this energy, this creativity, this imagination, this God inside of you will help you bring this dream in fruition. The question that I asked for you, and I ask you when you put the question, is this for 2019? So even if the outcome is not going to be great for this year, doesn't mean the next year you cannot have what you want, or you cannot find new resources or new ideas or new solution for the obstacles. So to me, this is a very good card. It talks about that you have to take action now. Is that you do not wait to have all the answers, all the decision made for you. You just have to start it now. This because this is a talks about passion. This talks about energy. You'll have a build up in energy, and if you keep in mind what I said earlier about having this dream fulfilled in your mind, it's probably going to help make this process a lot easier for you. Just keep the feeling of having this house, the dream house that you dream about, that you want. Maybe you haven't found it, maybe you did, but you have to keep that feeling, that having what you want, and having that the reality that you want, the reason you buy the house, having and enjoying that reason, and being everything perfectly as you wanted it to. So because of this feeling creates a reality inside of you, that when you give that to this energy, inside of energy goes and find it for you. It's like you sending somebody to work for you. You're sending the spirit to work for you. Find that situation where you find that happiness, because you don't have this in reality. So the spirit, God says, whoa, 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 where do I go? Where do I go? What do we do? I gotta find this for Mao. Mao, we gotta have the house. So the spirit goes and find it, and you'll be directed and to that place, to that house, where you would have exactly the same feeling. I'm gonna clarify the Ace of Fire. Let's see what else I get for it. Source energy, higher self. Help me clarify Ace of Fire for Mao. Help me clarify the Ace of Fire for Mao. I got a bunch of cards. I'm not gonna look at it yet. Ace of Fire for Mao. Clarify, please. Help me clarify the Ace of Fire for Mao. All right, you want it? Okay, I clarified by I clarified by card of a major arcana, strength, which basically talks about you having everything you need. Well, the card is, I bought this card in Germany, and is written in German before, and I'm still having trouble with German language, but I know the image, and it talks about having all these qualities inside of you already, having all the um, to see this truth, to obtain what you want, you have it inside of you, and basically, to me, it means not to be afraid, uh, not to doubt, not to worry about not being able to buy this house, not to worry about, because you have. To me, this card tells me that you have the strength, you have the power, the emotion, you have the energy to see this through. No matter what it takes, you can defeat all. You have the strength. That you have to you have the ability to face or whatever difficulties, whatever circumstances, whatever changes, with hope, inner strength, and courage. Courage doesn't mean you have no fears. Courage means that you go forge ahead instead of your fears. Doesn't matter that you have the fears. If you have courage, then you'll do what needs to be done, regardless how much fear you have. The fear becomes here whenever it stops you from doing something. If the fear stops you from going forward and begin the process to buy the house, the fear won. But this card says you have the strength to conquer anything, even your own fears. You have the strength to face your inner demons, your desires, and you can subject them. You can make him by your will, by your power. You make him your allies. You don't make him. You don't make him. You don't let him stop you. You let him move you forward. Doesn't matter that fear and desire. Fear is being It's a negative feeling of not having and not being able to get your desire. Desire is something you don't have yet, but you want it, you desire it. Because why? Because you think, you hope you'll make you happy, will make you life better, you make your life easier probably. So it's a battle before stopping, because I'm not sure if I can get it, or I don't have it, but I'm going to get it. And it says, this card says you have the power to do it. You have the power to go forward and have it done. You don't stop. Doesn't matter what it takes, doesn't matter how long, you put the effort, you don't stop, you go forward. That's for the age of now. The difficulty comes. This is the obstacle. This is a ten of air, which another deck is called the ten of swords, which mostly talks about the end of a difficult situation, embrace of change, and expect things to get better now. Recovering from addiction. That's, to me, the meaning is, difficulty, obstacle on this situation is that you've been betrayed. Something happened that made you have a loss. Something happened, and because it's a 10 significates ending. It significates that you, uh, this situation, it's over. You know, it was a difficult situation. Something happened where you probably lost money, or somebody betrayed you, hurt you. You had a crisis. You lost something. Something finished. Something ending. So this is the obstacle in getting this house. Is what happened in the feeling of it. You probably don't feel good about it. You probably feel, you can feel happy, and that's why it's an obstacle, because any negative feeling will create that energy, the fire you have in you, to diminish, to diminish. So you don't let what happened, the difficulty you have right now, the obstacle, um, something failed, something, disaster happened, or some kind of power beyond your control crushes you without warning or mercy. Sometimes you'll be able to alter this impending disaster, but most of the time you'll simply have to let it go. The only way to really deal with the loss is just to let it go. You don't think about it. You don't hold it in your head. If something that hurts you, you don't hold it. You let it go. Something burns you, you let it go. I'm not doing this. You walk away if you can. If it's a situation where you can walk away, but mentally you can walk away from anything. Emotionally, you can walk away. If it's a person, you have to forgive. You have to forget. You have to walk away. If it's a situation, you can walk away. You walk away. You don't let this hurt you more than it has to. You let it finish. You let it finish by most of the difficulty can be conquered by forgiving yourself and forgiving the other person. If you don't do this, it's going to be hard for you to let go. You're going to hang on of the hurt, and you're going to hang on and go on. And what happens is, if you have a negative emotion within your energy, we all have energy around us. We basically spirit beings. We have an experience where we took a body. We took like a diver suit. We took a suit. We dive into the frequency, a lower frequency, and materiality, and we have a experience. So we have the body that it's a costume. It's a suit. When you die, you take the suit off. You remain in spirit. You remain energy. So when you took this body to have an experience on planet Earth, uh, now you have this power inside of you, which will create everything you feel, everything you think about it. So if you hold this energy of betrayal, of this energy of loss, it becomes an obstacle of building something positive, of building a house, your happiness. So you have to let it go. Um, if possible, that you've been betrayed by somebody that you thought you could trust, and somebody did something to you, or was not there when you needed them, and that didn't make, no, of course, it hurt you. You could feel incredibly hurt and shocked by such a betrayal. and most likely, possibly, you feel like a victim because of that happened, because you think somebody did it to you and you couldn't do nothing to prevent it, or you didn't expect it, and it was a shock. Maybe somebody attacked you verbally, emotionally. Maybe somebody abused you verbally, emotionally, physically. You like to be, it's possible you feel that you need somebody's pity. You need somebody say, "Oh, poor you, look what happened. It shouldn't have happened. Oh, I'm so sorry," and all that. The thing is, if you go for that, if you go for having that energy, go for asking people's pity, and say, oh, you want to talk about it, you prolong this energy, you feel this energy. Then what happens? Your spirit inside of you creates that energy again. So this is the part. This is a obstacle you need to release. You need to release what happened. You need to let go. Do not hold it, because if you hold it, your spirit, because it's a power that creates. It doesn't direct that you have a good experience. It only gives you what you want, and to him what you hold in your mind and your heart is what you want. So let's say somebody betray your trust. Let's say somebody treat you better. And I'm speaking for myself. What do I do? Because if I hold onto that hurt, if I hold onto that problem, I'm screwed. I'm going to create it again and again and again. Because why? Because why? I need to learn the lesson. The lesson is, in my case, that you forget and you forgive. You can, it's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be something that you're going to be able to do. Oh yeah, you stab me in the back, stab me in the heart. Well, that's okay. I love you anyway. It's not going to work like that. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some time, but you have to let it go. It doesn't matter how. It doesn't matter how, when, and you have to let it go. Because why? If you don't let it go, the power, the creative power, the spirit inside of you will create it, because the spirit doesn't know. The spirit knows. It's in you hold it in your mind, you hold it in your heart. He has to create it. And the reason he has to create it, because if you don't let it go, he's going to create the situation again, so you can learn the lesson, so you can forgive, so you can forget, so you let it go. It's about the obstacle. It's about letting go. Whatever happened, I don't know. I was not aware of this until the card showed up, and it shows in the position an obstacle. It's an obstacle against your happiness. This is directly responsible for you being happy. It also indicates the fact that the problems are not permanent. The problems, actually, the card says what was the worst is over. So whatever happened. Now you have to let it go. Now you have to learn your lesson. Because if you don't learn your lesson, you hold this in your heart. Like I said before, I don't want to repeat again, but I think it needs to be repeated. You need to understand. You gotta let it go, no matter what it is. Because you don't let it go, you create it again and again and again and again. The power inside of you will create everything you hold in your heart and in your mind. That's why people that have a problem, and they don't get out of that emotion, they don't get out of that problem out of the mind, they keep creating problems. You say, man, I'm a good person. How come I'm creating problem? Yeah, you're a good person, but you're holding the problem in your mind and you create it again. Oh, I'm going to give you one more example, and I'll let this go. But life, to me, life, it's a mirror. When you look in the mirror and you see you crying, the mirror cannot show you happy, because it's a mirror. So if you're crying on the inside, the life around you cannot give you happiness. It'll give you pain because you suffer. So you have to let it go. You have to forgive and be happy. Um, I can add here that I know how to do it. I can help. Whatever the problem is, if it's emotional, if it's you hurt from something, even physical, I can help you. I know a couple of methods. I can help you. You just have to let me know what is you have the problem. We talk about it and we'll do it together. I'll show you how to do it. Doesn't matter. Just we're not gonna do it at work. We're gonna have to do it outside. Okay. Just let me know if you're interested. I'm not gonna knock on your door. I'm not gonna hold your hand and say, "Hey, Mao, let's talk about this." If you want, you're an adult. You let me know, and I'll help you. No, I don't ask you for money. I'm asking you to let me help you. That's it. What you have to learn from this. This is a lesson. If you learn this lesson, if you learn from your pain, and you learn wisdom from your defeat, from your hurt, from the backstabbing, you'll use this in the future. You'll use this all your life. It's a lesson that will serve you so well. Number one, you'll show you how to get over anything that will be the same that will happen in your life. Everything. You have to deal the same way. You have to heal it. You have to let it go. Forgive, let go. Forgive, let go. He could be, this card could be talking about investments or saving money. Maybe something happened and you lost your money. It could be that you invested money in somebody or somebody's company, and the company, that guy took off with the money, or the company didn't work, or you buy something so you can sell it, and that is not longer possible. So anything that caused you pain, anything that's got something to do with being an obstacle of buying the house. Somebody you asked wanted to borrow money from you for whatever, and you're not paying him back. But the result is the same. Whatever the pain, whatever the reason for it, you just have to forgive, forget, and let go. Don't hold into the pain. Say, hey, this guy hurt me. This guy took my money, and I want him to kill him. I want to take his head off. That's not going to help. You're still holding to the pain. You have to let go. Okay. So this situation is here for one single reason: to teach you about yourself and about how to deal with this loss, with this problem, with this hurt. It could be something. It could be something, the situation that caused the loss could be a health problem. Uh, could be surgery. Could be somebody in your family got sick and you have to pay for it, and now you don't have the money, so you have difficulty. You have to find money. It could be anything. It could be a lot of problems. I'm going to clarify this, see if we get more information. Source of energy, choose higher self, guides, help me get the clarification for Ten of Air for Mo. Clarification for Ten of Air for Mo. Okay. Okay. Clarification is Ace of Swords. Swords are of our energy of mental energy. It's thoughts, it's words. It's about finding out the truth. You got an opportunity and you find the truth. And when you find the truth, because it's the hand with the sword, sometimes you have to cut. Why? Because you want to separate yourself from somebody that caused you pain. You have to cut some people, some situation. You have to walk away. It's possible that you have to let some people go from your life. Say, hey man, you cheated me. You said you're a friend. I gave you money. You don't pay me back. I need the money to buy the house. You screwed me over. Fuck you. Get out of my life. It's over. Um, but it talks about finding out the truth about something. It talks about um, a new beginning, new project, a new venture, a new idea is being formed in your head. And it talks about success through clarity of thought. um, practical planning, and clear focus on what you desire, on your whatever goal you have in mind. It will bring rewards related to this betrayal, related to this situation. It also can represent an idea of making more money or improving your material existence. Let me get another card here. I think we need another card. Source energy. Energy, higher self. Give me one more card to clarify the Ten of Air. King of Wands. Masculine energy. Most of the time, court cards represent people. This could be a people. It doesn't. It can be a female with a male energy. Let's say female with male energy. What it means, they're more aggressive. Male energy is aggressive energy. Male energy is a initiative energy. Female energy, it's an energy that say, hey, she rather wait than take action. Male energy, don't wait nothing. He take action. So even if the card talks about the energy, the card talk about a passionate energy of a person. Somebody describes a person that has passion, that has creativity. And the king, he's got high status. He's not. It's a only one above the king is the emperor. The emperor is higher in tarot. Only person higher than the king is the emperor or the empress. He's a personal authority. He's a person with energy, passion. Um, so this betrayal, this new beginning, has something to do with this male energy, which can be a female. I'm gonna repeat. It doesn't necessarily represent a man. It can be a man with a masculine energy. It can be a female with a masculine energy. But the cards usually talk about energy. They don't talk necessarily about Dragos Mao and people, but they talk about energy, the people that hold that energy. It talks about a person that it's a strong person that's it's capable of leading, it's to dominate others by his power of will, by his willing to dominate. He'll dominate. Uh, he has a firm belief in himself. It talks about success through self-discipline and perseverance. It talks about being a person of being honest, straightforward, talks the truth, and does the right thing. Self-motivated, enthusiastic, and competitive in sports, games, career, and even in relationship. So um, I'm starting to think now. Somebody hurt you. Somebody with a male energy hurt you. You find out the truth. Maybe you think they cut him away, or maybe you did cut him away. It could be a family member, maybe somebody older, maybe somebody father, uncle, or whatever. Could be a friend too. It doesn't. The card doesn't really say, but it just it talks about male energy, and because it came clarifying that the card that has it's on the position obstacle. I'm thinking that he did something wrong. He did something, maybe didn't help you when he needed, or whatever happened, and then you find out about it, and then you feel don't feel so good about it. You feel hurt. Uh, okay, let's go. I'm gonna no. I think I've talked enough about this card. I'm gonna go to the next one. I can't believe this. The next position, it's what's recommended. What's the action recommended? Action recommended. Action recommended. And it comes that and it's Ten of Water. Ten of Water is a card that talks about happiness, harmony, marriage. Talks about family. Um, talks about a circle of love and strength. Talks about that with every birth and every union, the circle grows. Every joy shared adds more love. Every obstacle faced together makes the circle stronger. Families are the compass that guide us. They are the inspiration to reach great heights. In our comfort, we all occasionally falter. This is some quotes from people about what this card represents that try to give you a sense. This card talks about happiness in the family situation, uh, a contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met. Trustworthy relationship. To me, having having gone through these two cards already, it means that you have to focus on love. You have to focus on the love for your family. Why? So you can let go of the pain of ten of air. You let go of the pain and you concentrate. You focus on love. You focus on loving your family, your kids, your wife. I'm not sure. I know you're married, but you got to focus on love. You have to focus on love so you create more love. So you go over the obstacle of 10 10 of air, 10 of wands. Then 10 with 10, what 20. 20 is another card, stands for finish of the cycle. That you end the cycle of pain and you start a new cycle uh, of love, of happiness. I already feel that you had a difficult time with this. Um, but let's talk about this 10 of cups, the ten of water. Talks about embody happiness, joy, contentment, and emotional fulfillment, particularly in the area of relationship and family. Um, it talks about you having to stop and think and feel to appreciate, to be grateful for the blessing that fill your life right now. If you do that, then you starting getting over the ten of air. You're starting over getting over the problem. You start feeling love, contentment because you have something good in your life. You don't concentrate on the bad, you concentrate on the good. You concentrate on feeling good feelings, positive feelings, and you concentrate something that you really want to create more of it. You want to be more happy. You want to be more good things in your life. Uh, it could be that there's a holiday coming up. It could be that you have a celebration with family. You have to focus on that. Let the problem go. Focus on family. Focus on love. Focus on good things and happiness. Holidays, whatever it gets you, you have to feel good. And when you feel good, you think about good things. You create your soul, your spirit creates those good things in your life. If you stop thinking about just the bad thing, you're going to create more of that. So this is the action you need to take. This is what you need to do to focus on love, to focus on family, to focus on loving, creating an environment where you feel good, you feel loved, you feel somebody cares for you. Bond with the family, connect with your family, get to know each other more, better, spend time together. Um, Okay, I'm going to clarify this card too, and I mean I can talk about it being happy, but you have to find those reasons that you're grateful for, the things that you happy with in your life. Find those things and concentrate on it. Feel them in your heart and say, "Hey, this thing I like. I like my husband. I like my kids. I like my dad, my mom. I love him. I love my job. I love what I'm living. I love my car." Feel those feelings of love, because this is the action you need to take. This is the action you need to go, so you get away from the problem, get away from the betrayal, get away from backstabbing. I'm going to clarify the Ten of Water, Source Energy, Higher Self. Help me clarify Ten of Water, Source Energy, Higher Self. Help me clarify Ten of Water. Ten of Water, clarify. Source Energy, Higher Self. Okay. I gotta cut the cards, feeling kind of sticky. Source Energy, Higher Self. Give me a clarification card or two for Ten of Water, please. Source Energy, Higher Self. Clarified by two cards, Six of Wands and Major Arcana, Hierophant. I'm thinking because I know Six of Wands. Six of Wands is a very good cup. Six of Wands talks about victory. Talks about people supporting you, helping you. Talks about that you regard it with high esteem. Whatever accomplishments you have, your family sees that. See that you accomplish much. See that you love. See that you as a winner. Your family sees that you are the winner. Since like by your efforts, you did something that your family loves you for it. Or people, even friends, not necessarily just family, even friends. This actually the next card, the Hierophant, talks about religion, group identification, conformity, tradition, and beliefs. Talks about could be a religious figure. It's a masculine energy. Could be like I said earlier, could be a female also, but it's a masculine energy. It's sort of a person that channels power from society as a religion, as a religious power, as a could be that you have a desire to follow process, to stay in conventional bonds, and I don't know, if you're not married, maybe you want to get married, or you want to do something that you need to adapt your beliefs and system, that to adapt your thinking to beliefs and system that are already in place. You feel the need to do what is expected of you. This is not represent a time where you challenge the way things are. Suggest that you might be what do you call it? You might be well or good or wise to follow social structure and tradition. It talks about you could be involved in some ritual ceremony or some kind of religion, and maybe it's you need to honor some kind of tradition in your life, or maybe start some new tradition in your life, possibly exploring spiritual or religious heritage. Um, Many times this card stands for institutions and values, in their values. Um, it talks about the need to conform to the rules or fixed situation. Um, Maybe you need to follow a program or embrace tradition, or maybe you need to you feel compelled to join a group or institution. You may be. It could appear as a in your life as a therapist, a counselor, a priest, spiritual mentor, where you turn for wisdom and knowledge. Could be some kind of authority in some domain. Uh, Somebody that maybe makes you aware of the spiritual side of things. A helpful teacher that has the wisdom to provide good counsel and advice. Um, Maybe somebody that will help you come in contact with the spirit inside of you. Um, all the things that are good and sacred come with this marriage, alliance, captivity, servitude, mercy, goodness, inner conscious and outer conscious. And to me, it means that you have all you need to be happy. If you're missing something, you can find it. If you, let's say, if you maybe you're not a spiritual person, you'll find somebody to teach you about the things. So why is that? Why is that? So you become stronger. So you become stronger. The moment you anchor yourself in spirit, you become immortal. Immortal. Why? Because who you really are, you are spirit. You're not the diver. You're not the costume. This is a costume. A costume, you take it off, and you still remain you. It's over with the costume. You can die. The costume can die, but spirit never dies. Spirit is immortal. So somebody offers you knowledge, or you may seek somebody that offers you knowledge about spiritual things. I don't know. It could be. You let me know. I'll be glad to talk to you about it. And also, you have victory. I mean, you have victory by the things you do, by the things you have done already, or by the things you're gonna do. People are gonna help you. People are gonna support you, and all you have to do is be happy. Choose happiness over pain. The result of your your desire to buy a house, your result for 2019. In this position, we have a Five of Earth. Five of Earth, blah blah blah. It's kind of a not so good card, but it's a card. It tells me something. Opa. This card talks about fears surrounding money. Talks about the wisdom to accept help from others and uncertainty of self-employment. It talks about you feeling isolation, insecurity, worry, financial loss, poverty. I don't know how you get from this to this, but there's something going on. You feeling unwanted, unloved, uncared for, forgotten by everybody. It talks about situation of adversity. It talks about a time of financial strife, poverty, adversity, and indicates that you have suffered a significant financial loss or failure. This card shows the many faces of material misfortune and lack, including loss of funds, general poverty, illness, unemployment, and solitude. You have suffered a loss. Know there is people. If you have suffered a loss, know there is people around you which are willing to help. There is always a solution and always a way to a way out. So you have to open your eyes and go to it, or close your eyes and let the inner light find you. So basically, if you don't know the solution, if you don't have the answer, if you don't know what to do, you close your eyes and you feel the spirit will guide you. And it's really it's not a process that you close your eye 1 second and the answer comes. No, it's a longer process. You have to close your eyes. Maybe you have to say a prayer. Maybe you have to, and an idea will come to you. You don't see a person, you feel a person, or you know what's the next step. Maybe you need to ask somebody for help. If you have a problem you don't know how to solve, you need to talk to somebody about your problem. Most of the time, most of the women know how to do it. My impression of you, looking from outside to you, you have a bit of a, you're a person of action. To me, you're representing masculine energy. I know you're female. No, that's okay, but your energy is masculine. I don't know if you use that just for work, but if you are the same person in a private life, like in a family situation, and you still find yourself taking initiative, speaking loudly, and pushing everybody to do their things, their job, then you you're using masculine energy, which is not a bad thing. It's not about bad and good. It's about being honest and being because if you're a person of action, it's going to be for you hard for you to meditate, to sit down, not do nothing, and and wait for the feelings to talk. But this is the right thing to do too. This is not the wrong thing to do. It doesn't matter what kind of energy you have. But it may be that you have to go to somebody to ask for help. Even if masculine people, they really don't want nothing. They don't want no help. They want to do. They don't want to ask questions. They want to go there and do that and get it over with. I know because I'm being one for a long time and I've been using masculine energy for a long time, and I'm find out that doesn't work for me anymore. If I use masculine energy, I'm getting trouble. For me, in order to get over my problems, I had to integrate feminine energy. Every time I use aggressivity and I use initiative, I get in trouble. I have to use female energy. I have to sit and wait. And it was a hard thing for me at the beginning. Well, I'm not saying it's a easy thing right now, but I'm getting used to it. So I feel better about it now than I felt a couple of months ago. But that's what life taught me to. But going back to yourself, uh, whatever problems you have, you got to find some help. You got to find somebody to advise you, to help you. Don't sit there by yourself. Don't sit there alone. Why is that? Because if you have a problem, you haven't solved it by now, then you means help. It doesn't mean it's going to get easier, or the solution is going to come, or you're going to solve the problem like that. But it means that somebody is holding you, maybe holding your hand, speaking. Somebody gives you some advice, makes you feel better a little bit. Maybe to gives you a different perspective on what your problem is, and maybe it helps you find a different solution from the other side. But the advice here to get over this problem, to get over this difficulty, is to have some help. To have some help. Sometimes what caused this financial problem is a matter of your emotion. Greed will lead to loss. Anxiety will lead to error. Possessiveness will lead to solitude. By focusing on material, you lose the sight of spiritual development. You may be rich for a while, but all will be lost if you learn nothing. On a psychological level, Five of Pentacles or Fives of Earth on this deck may indicate difficulty with your relationship to money and material things. If money becomes the primary motivating force in life and the gauge by you judge your worth, the lack of the money will produce an anxiety and being and being excluded from the money because you don't have the money to buy good things. You'll feel excluded from it. So um, you have to deal with this attitude towards money. If money is very important to you and is the only measure you measure your worth, you have a big problem. And this is why this happened to you, because you need to learn this lesson. Now, considering all the cards I've seen so far, considering all the fact that the universe tells you go for it, go for the house. Why does it tell you that? Because you will create a situation when you right now you don't have money, you don't feel you have money, or you have lost money somehow. What happens? The universe tells you have faith in spirit, have faith in who you really are, because you're not the body, you really are spirit. You don't see it when you look in the mirror, but you are spirit. So the spirit is inside of you. The body cannot move without spirit. Body has no energy on its own. The spirit has to activate all the muscle, all the organs, all of that. So the spirit is the power in your life, even if you don't see it. It's the electrical power inside of a wall socket. Put your finger in there and see how much power you get. But the spirit function like that. The spirit pushes you, gives you a desire. Go for it. Why is that? It gives you desire so you'll develop faith. So you'll discover your real self. It'll put you in a situation. Yeah, I do not have money to buy the house, but I'm still going for it. Fuck it. I'm going for the house. Why? Because you have a power that's beyond, above, inside, outside, everywhere of the money. That power is stronger than the money. That power can get you anything you want with no money in your pocket. Why is that? Because it's the power that created the entire freaking universe. It doesn't need money. The universe was not created with money. And even if in the earth here we all say, yeah, we got money, we do all this, all that. No. God creator, whatever you want to call it, source, created this universe out of nothing. Hello? Energy, nothing. What is the energy? I don't know. What is the wind? I don't know. What is the electricity? You gotta put your fingers in there to find out if you don't have the tools. You put your fingers in, there is power there. Oh, there is power. It burns you, it shocks you. So to me, this means that you could feel alone, could feel abandoned, ignored, and unwanted. Maybe you're excluded from group events and being avoided by others. Could be that you're desperate for comfort from those who actually care. That financial hardship and adversity, you have lost money recently, or you've been living in steady poverty for some time. You're trying to get back on your feet. To me, all this card, it's about spiritual emptiness. Your spirit, you don't feel your spirit. You don't feel connected with your power. You don't feel you're abundant, and you feel this lack of money. And when you look in the mirror, what do you see? Well, I feel I don't have enough. So you look in the mirror, and life being your mirror, it shows you don't have enough. You don't have enough. You don't have money. The money, you lose your money. You spend money on other things, or maybe life forces you to spend money on family, on illnesses, on accidents, and then you don't have no money. But not because you don't make money. You made money, but you got spent it. Why? Because the spirit say, hey, you disconnected from your power. You got to connect back to the power. You got to put your finger in a wall socket. Don't do it. I'm just saying. You have to connect to your power. You have to connect to spirit. Why? Because the spirit is part of the energy that created the entire universe. The planets, the sun, whatever you want to name it, call it, is created by the spirit. It's created with spirit. The fact that you think you don't have money is like money is energy. Money is power. In this world and in all the worlds that uses money. So if you don't have money, it says I don't have power. I don't have energy. Because why? Because you feel disconnected. You don't feel the spirit within. You don't feel the power, the love, the abundance. So you have to connect back to that power. If you don't connect back to that power, how are you going to solve the problem? Because the mirrors, you look in the mirror all the time. Life is all around you. You say, hey, if you don't change how you feel, life is not going to change. You have to change how you feel. You have to feel connected. You have to feel the power. You are powerful. You just don't feel it. Why? Because you, for a long time, lived with different idea, with different belief. You thought you're the body. You thought if you work, you make money, you can do anything. And now you find out it doesn't work because believing all these things disconnected you. You were with the power like this. You disconnected from the power. Says, I don't need spirit. I don't need God. I don't need creator. I work, make money, and I do what I want. I don't need to believe in anything. Hello? Disconnection. So you disconnected. When you got enough from this disconnection, when you have enough from being poor, from feeling alone, from being hurt, from losing money, you connect back. You and the power are one. You are the power. Even if you're not going to believe what I say, you are God. Why? Because the God that creates the universe resides here for each and one of us. Now, a lot of people are not going to agree with me and blah, 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 whatnot. But the key is right here. Whatever you want to call it. Creation, universe, universal power, subconscious, unconscious, whatever. It's inside of you. You cannot be outside of anything. You're inside of everything. You're not separated of nothing. You're inside of everything. Because that power that gives you life, that created a costume for you, that created the skin, the blood, the vessel, the muscle, it's all created out of spirit. All the molecule, all the atoms are all spirit. If you look at quantum physics, that's all of it is space and energy. I don't know, the entire creation by the material then is about 10 centimeters long, and the rest of it is space. So, yeah, well, you can look for the information, you'll find it. What am I getting at, Mao, is that you have neglected your spiritual wealth, spiritual being. You're struggling in life for direction, feeling is isolated. Um, and I'm telling you, if you don't connect, it can get worse. I mean, I'm not trying to threaten you. Then let me clarify the card anyway. Let me clarify the Five of Pentacles. Source energy, higher self. Help me clarify Five of Earth for Mao. Tell me what Mao came to me to tell her. Show me what she needs to know. Okay. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords energy, well, it's an energy, female energy. It can be somebody already in your life, or somebody, some person that holds, female energy. Could be a man, could be a woman too. And she holds the sword of truth. You see, the sword. The sword represents air, represents thinking, intelligence, being clear, uh, being a person that's quick thinking, organized, perceptive, independent. If we talk about a person, what it could be that you need to embody this energy, to become more female, to remember who your feminine side is, to live more in that feminine side, to be more precise, more organized, more clear thinking, and to use that to connect to spirit. Talks about a person that's using a intellectual ability to judge, discern impartiality without the influence of emotion or sentimentality. She likes to know the how, what, why, where, and when, and who, or everything to help her make sense of her environment and to better understand others. She connects through others through intellectual understanding than through emotional understanding. Uh, it could be a sign that you need to be independent in thought and judgment. You must use your unbiased intelligence in order to make a judgment of a particular situation. In fact, that you have gathered, in facts that you are in use every piece of information you'll find so far. Uh, she's a person that's upfront, honest about opinions, and expect the same from others. The best way to interact with her, to remain impartial as possible, and to present your thoughts and opinions concisely and honestly. Um, it could be that a financial decision you can benefit by your logical, rational decision making. You must leave your any emotion out of your financial decision at this point, otherwise you risk negating your winnings. Um, if it represents a person and you know who the person is by the what I tell you so far, you'll know what the person is. Feminine energy can be man, but it's a person that helps you see clear things, communicates things very clear in a way that you understand. It may need that you need to say, "Hey, I got this problem. How do I solve it? What do I do?" If you don't know, or maybe you need some kind of other help, or and you need somebody to tell you like it is. You don't need no bullshit. You don't need no going around somebody to tell you indirectly anything. You need directly tell you, hey, how do I solve this problem? What steps do I take? What do I do? Where do I go? Um, physically, it could be a person that has red or dark brown hair, or gray, hazel, or blue eyes. She's graceful and likes to present herself well, but without going over the top. So, like I said, she could be a person, very, very clearly, she could be a person, or she can be something that you need to embody. If it's a need to embody, I'll refer to her more like ability to think logically, clearly, and and be concise. Focus on the facts, not on the feelings, because in order to resolve a situation, you need the clear thinking. You need the logic. I'm gonna get another card. See what else I can tell you. Source energy, higher self. Help me find another clarification for. Okay. It's clarified by three of Pentacles, which, if I remember correctly, talks about teamwork, initial fulfillment, collaboration, learning. So, talks about the fact that you accomplish something already. You accomplish some initial goal. You started something and you, let's say, you completed a stage within it. Something you made some progress in some situation. Um, it talks about encouragement that you need to continue. Uh, so to continue regardless of whatever disillusion or the obstacle you have to continue. Uh, Not allow these problems you have to dampen your enthusiasm. You have to continue. Eventually, you experience prosperity and success in your goals. You need to do the work that is satisfying to you and that you can truly be proud of. What are the new beginnings that you experience in a material realm. What are the new? Is there a project or creative venture you've been putting off because you fear of failure? Maybe this is it. You need to start to look for to buy a house to start the process because uh, the dreams can be made real with persistence, determination, and effort. And this card suggests that you need help to complete your work and can draw on the knowledge and experience of others. Like I say, you need somebody to help you. You need help. Maybe you need a couple more people to accomplish what you want. Most of us, to accomplish big things, we need help. We need to team up with others, help each other, and get where we need to go. So this is maybe what you need to do. You need to find people that will help you accomplish what you have to do. Um, it's this talks about collaboration and teamwork and also importance of getting feedback from people, to letting people know how they do it, what they think, what they want to do, what they need. So it's a sort of you got to communicate. You got to talk to them and say, hey, how is it going? Where is it going? What do we need to do? You need anything? How do we do it? Is this good? Is this bad? How do we do it from here? It needs communication. Needs teamwork. Also, yeah, I think you need to learn something. Uh, my spiritual things. If it was not an area you cared about before, you should pay attention now. Usually, this lesson, if you don't learn them, this lesson gets bigger and worse. I mean, get worse. So let's say you don't pay attention now, and you struggle, and you steal, kill, or whatever, and make this thing happen. Something's going to happen. They'll bring the same energy. Let's say if you look in the mirror and say, "Well, I'm not connected to God. I have no power, so I have to do something and get the money, buy the house." The energy is the same. You thinking you have no power. You thinking you have no strength. You thinking you cannot do it. And the life will mirror that in different way until you solve the problem. And sometimes problem just gets bigger. And you got a bigger mess to deal with. You got a bigger problem and a bigger one until you solve the problem. If you solve the problem, if you learn the lesson, there is no need for this feeling in your to have it. So you take away the feeling, you push it out of your energy, you forgive, forget, move on, love. Then you don't have this energy within you. That life not going to say, hey, this energy, you got to get rid of it. Because that's what it does. That's what life's telling you. You don't feel connected, then feel connected. Go back and feel connected. Do whatever. Do push-ups, go in nature, talk to, meditate, pray, whatever. You need to do whatever to feel connected, to feel that you have power inside of you, to understand this power, to understand the meaning of this power, of this spirit, and how to use it. Mao, this is kind of what the cards tell me about your situation, and I thank you for giving me the opportunity. Well, if you like it or if you find it useful, maybe you want to recommend it to some of your friends, and let me know. We'll talk when you want to talk. You can write me a message, and we'll go from there. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye, and see you next shift. Bye.